Is everybody ready?
Yep.
For everybody that's going to film? I think almost every person.
I hope I have enough storage though, but I
need to
like
check?
Keep your mouth.
honestly I would just like film my part.
Just film like you never filmed before.
All right, and everybody make some sort of a reference, at least one reference from every person, whether that's making fun of Chris or me or somebody. All right, okay, here we go. Welcome back, everybody, to Airliners International 2024. Today, we are going to be doing the first ever update for Slimmerville International Airport, the second overall airport. This is going to be super fun. I hope all of you are looking forward to this. We have a really awesome assortment of aircraft today. Today, Slimmerville International Airport, of course, is honoring the one and only Chris Slimmer, who is the director of these Airliners International conventions. So, Chris, thank you very much. You're so cool, and you don't collect models, so we're going to make a model airport after you. So this airport's going to be based in his home of Lawrence, Kansas, and today we're going to be doing this domestic United States offering. We have a bunch of U.S. carriers here on this concourse over here, and down over there we got a variety of internationals. This is a variety of aircraft that we currently have getting ready to sell, trade, so on and so forth, and I've already bought. The ballroom hasn't opened yet, but we're Wednesday night here, and it makes sense to get this update started because we had some extra time due to some unforeseen circumstances. So we have a great crew of people, so as we start with each aircraft, they can introduce themselves and go from there. And we'll have plenty of commentary along with references to go with it throughout today's video. So without any further delay, we're not going to waste any further time and go ahead and get started. To keep it simple, I'll start with the first aircraft. In the back there, we have my WestJet Saab 340 that I just got. This aircraft is going to be making a non-stop service today. Since we're in Lawrence, it's going to be heading over to Calgary with a stop in Bozeman. So cool to see that aircraft making its rounds, and it's absolutely awesome. We'll move on to do all the gates, and then we'll come back for a taxiway to keep it simple. So whoever wants to do Piedmont, probably Anderson since it's yours, go ahead and get into it.
Next up, we've got the American A321 in the Piedmont colors. This guy's going to be doing a flight out to Miami. I got this aircraft at the MTS Model Aircraft store. I originally wasn't going to get anything, but the mold looked good enough, so I ended up getting it, and they actually did a really good job. But at any rate, I digress. So we're going to send this guy out to Miami today.
We got an American 320.
JJ, that's you.
No, we didn't pick anybody, so just somebody speak up and take it.
That's me right there. So right here we have this American A320 who has just landed in from Dallas. Nice. Unfortunately having a nose gear issue, as you can easily tell. We have had an unfortunate incident that occurred during landing at the Slimmerville International Airport. Not the fault of Chris Slimmer, thankfully. This is more or less on the pilots on this particular aircraft. Yep, sorry, sir. So we're going to send this aircraft to maintenance after these passengers get off, and I'm sure they're going to be like, what in the heck was that landing for?
Maybe using some other words if it gets really intimidating.
But we're going to keep it PG here because that's
surprisingly. Well done, outstanding. All right, who's taking a Delta 200?
All right, we have a Delta CRJ 200 here. Be making a short flight out to Omaha.
Nice.
In about, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Okay, you're going quick.
Yeah.
A Delta 319.
I'll take the 319.
Cool.
Okay, so we have this Delta Airbus AC-19. Looking very nice. She's going to be heading out to Salt Lake City International Airport, and it's like one of the planes that Delta Airlines would use, like bring to Sacramento every now and then, but it would sometimes bring the A320s, 737s, and sometimes the E175s. So I'm not sure what happened to those, but they're there.
Thank you, Henry. Appreciate that.
And as for Maryland 1, here we have this beautiful Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Maryland 1 livery and the Kenya Blue livery. And yeah, this aircraft will no longer exist, but she did arrive from Baltimore, Maryland, which is very fitting for this livery. And probably afterwards, I think she's going to be heading to Spokane, where she's just going to get her tail changed into the Heart livery. And I did see Maryland 1 in the Kenya Blue tail back in San Francisco back in June 2021. So it's very long, I'll say, but that was the only time I saw her in the Kenya Blue tail.
Outstanding.
Next up, we've got this Southwest. Is this Max 7 or 7?
That's a 700.
I was just about to say. Southwest 737-700 coming in from Portland, Oregon, making its way out to MCO. A little bit of weird route, but you don't know its history, man. So
cool.
Next along here, we have the Southwest Airlines 737-700 Desert Go Retro livery. He's gonna make a turnaround flight back to Dallas Love Field today.
Cool.
think
Somebody-
it's JJ.
Someone.
Fine then. It's my model. I'll take it. Fine. Now, listen. This is a Southwest Airlines 737-700 with skimmies or skimming turn winglets. This aircraft is going to be making a non-stop flight today, heading over to New Orleans after making a non-stop flight today, coming in from Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. Next, we have.
I forgot what it said. Okay, guys. Okay, before we continue, we need to explain that Mark thought it was funny that this aircraft, he didn't think that it could push out like this. He thought that it would go straight into bird, which I think it can just come out like that anyway. But that's why it was so funny that he picked that one.
And if I may speak here, we call it an ARO. You'll figure out what that reference is in a future video.
You'll see.
Yes, you'll
We
see.
can make the reference here.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right. So we have Tennessee 1,
PG.
which will be making a flight out to Nashville.
Fitting.
And if I were to make a.
Keep it PG.
Oh my god, my sides are hurting.
A totally retentive reference here. If this plane backs out the way that normal planes back out, it's going to run right into
May I demonstrate?
that Virgin Atlantic.
Bang.
All right.
Gonna crash right into it.
There's a therefore.
Okay.
All I can say is, I guess this now leads into a big FAA NTSB investigation afterwards.
Yes.
That's right.
And let's also keep inside voices. Let's
Alright.
not get kicked out of here too. Okay. So with that being said, let's move on to a simpler airplane.
Beautiful Southwest Canyon Blue over here making a nonstop service out to Denver, Colorado.
Very nice. And now let's go get the taxiway since we missed it.
Next along here, we have the Alaska Dash 8 Q400, the retro livery. He's going to be heading out to Yoshi's Island today,
Nice.
and he'll be returned back there right now.
Cool.
I'll do this one here since no one's talking again. So we have this Air Canada Express CRJ 200. Used to be a model of mine. We're going to send this out to Toronto Pearson on its last ever flight since Air
Ooh.
Canada just retired these not too long ago.
Outstanding.
And we're going to make a time warp here. We
What
have
is?
the Delta Express 732 in the Colors in Motion livery.
Mark, is that worse than the pushback out there?
This is worse than the pushback.
Have pushbacks for making it
Okay. Yeah.
It's going to get even worse after this.
Yeah,
Inside
we can
voice.
have time travel, but we can't have massive pushbacks. Anyway, this plane will be making a flight out to Orlando.
I could have said so much there, but we're going to keep it PG for
Okay.
viewers.
This is
I had so
this is
many.
my rodeo right here. This is my rodeo. Look at this lovely, beautiful North Central DC 930 by Aeroclassics. We have gone even further back in time to around the late 1960s and early 1970s. We're going to be sending out this aircraft to none other than Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and we'll
it.
send it over to Minneapolis right after. Only fitting for an aircraft like this that I am super excited to add. Thank you, Connor, for getting me this
Of
model.
course,
I
dude.
appreciate it.
Glad we were able to score it. Let's continue into our international lineup. And since this one's real special, I might as well take this one. This is going to be a beautiful 1:400 scale Virgin Atlantic Airbus A350-1000. This aircraft is going to be operating a daytime flight to London Heathrow. A really great Phoenix model. Typically, I'd be a little bummed out that's not in G, but that's an outstanding effort. So very glad to add that one to the fleet.
I'll take this one.
All
This
right.
is an All-Italia 777-300, and it's going to be heading out to Rome in about 30 minutes.
All right.
Next along here, we have the top Portugal Airbus A330-300 and the retro livery. He's going to make a turn-off flight back to Lisbon in about 40 minutes.
Cool. Next up, we have this beautiful Lufthansa Airbus A321LR. Yeah, it's a Neo, but we're going to make it an LR today for the sake of adding some variety. This aircraft's going to be taking it over to... What was so funny about that?
Is it the...
It's the LR variant.
Well, anyway, this aircraft's going to be heading over to Frankfurt with a stopover in Reykjavik to pick up some new passengers, along with the additional fuel needed to make that run. And before we transition over, we might as well get these taxiing airplanes.
I can try to do that Virgin America. So we have this Virgin America Airbus A321neo. She just arrived from San Francisco International Airport, and she's about to enter the taxiway for the returning flight. Well, not really returning flight, but she'll be returning to California. And let's say she'll be heading to Roseville International Airport, which is a rather interesting airport. I think what they're doing is like they want to like, I'm guessing this can be transferred to American because like I don't know why it's still in the Virgin America livery, but I guess that's going to be transferred to American soon.
Cool.
I'll take this one. We have the JetBlue A320, the old Vetsin blue livery. There is a new one now that exists and has existed for a while, and this is also another one of the old models that I used to have that Aviation LAS now has. He will be using it for his own applicable references in the future. So this aircraft came in from New York JFK. We'll continue to laugh here. From New York JFK, and then he'll be doing a turnaround flight in a couple of hours.
All right. Next up, we have the NG 1-400 scale Saudi Arabia Boeing 787-10. Got this from the aviation shop at Heathrow. What an experience. We will save that reference for another time. This aircraft is coming in.
More references are coming soon.
This aircraft's coming in from Jeddah. And does anybody else know the other Saudi hub? It's Jeddah and one other, isn't it?
Riyadh?
Yes, it's going to go to Riyadh after coming in from Jeddah. So cool to see Saudi facilitating 2 routes here for Chris to fly on. So that's absolutely awesome. Oh, yes. I can't believe this made it in here at these gates. Nobody? All right. This is an American Airlines 787-8 by Gemini. I've had this for 9 years. JJ will now take it. So cool to have all these storylines and references. Like Chris would talk about with his stories. Now we're making our own stories, trading these aircraft after having them for XYZ number of years. So cool to see this one heading on to a new home. This aircraft's going to be making a very exciting and outstanding service today to none other than an airport that you wouldn't expect it to go to, but an airport I'm going to send it to anyway, is Zurich. So cool to get some variety for that aircraft.
Alright, so now we move on to this beautiful Air Tahiti Nui Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. She had just arrived from Papeete, which is, I think this could be like Air Tahiti's hub.
Yep.
And she's going to be making the returning flight to Papeete. However, because there is a storm there, she eventually has to divert to Sacramento International, which I think that's very cool for SMF to get a 787-9 from Air Tahiti Nui. Because technically a 787-9 can land on an 8,000-foot long runway. I think 17 right and 35 left are like the longest runway at SMF alongside 35 right and 17 left.
Nice.
Next along, we have the Azul Airbus A350-900. He's going to make a turnaround flight back to Sao Paulo, Brazil in about 30 minutes.
Next up, we got this beautiful FedEx MD-11F making a non-stop service back to Memphis, where it's going to load up, and then it's going to go back to Denver for a rare flight.
The last aircraft?
Grand finale. Nobody's going to do it, so I'm going to do it. This is mine now, which is, I'm happy about that. It's going to be that actually looked really good from that perspective. This is a Gemini Jets 1-400 scale Egypt Air Boeing 707, so this will complement my Aeromexico well now. This aircraft's going to be going to, oh crap,
Any like Egypt destination.
I kind of
PG reference.
I didn't come up with a plan for this.
Mumbai.
Cairo?
The place
I was
is
thinking
scheduled-
Cairo with a stopover in London, and then one more stopover at the TWA Hotel for good measure. So
That's effort.
that should work well for it. So it should make its rounds.
That's
so,
effort.
Yeah, that is Slimmerville International Airport. Quite a variety here. It's certainly really great to get to add this to the portfolio. It's an exciting time to announce that Slimmerville International Airport will become the annual airport that we do as content creators for Airliners International. So next year at Atlanta, June 25 through 28, you can expect the second annual Airliners International. We'll just call it third annual. That first one will be renamed, even though it was never referred to as that airport, but now it will be obviously Slimmerville International Airport. So this is the second one. Third one coming up, but we also have another special airport that we'll be doing shortly, so stay on the lookout for that video from all of us. I think we have a variety of content creators making this, and then hopefully we get some new ones in for the coming days as well with the new models, and hopefully find a break in the action because it is a packed schedule here at Kansas City. So what an awesome show. We really appreciate all your support. Keep doing it for guys like Chris Slimmer and myself and all the content creators here. It's been an absolute blast to continue to facilitate this and obviously get to lead the way here for our airport today. But yeah, it's all about what we love and obviously sharing the friendships, but also having fun with the model airports in the spare time and obviously all the other content that comes. So safe to say that we're going to have plenty of content this year from this convention, and the future only continues to grow as we go to an even more populated airport for 2025. With that being said, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and stay on the lookout for the next video. Take care, everyone.
And before you sign off, just so that you do know into that airplane, just I thought I would leave with that.
Appreciate that, Mark. Very much so. We got it done.
All right.
Thank you all for watching. Take care, guys.
Nice.